I want to report a murder.
Who was murdered?
I was.
The last day, and the setting forth on the longest journey, over the hidden sea to the last wonder of oblivion. Oblivion, the last wonder. When we have trusted ourselves entirely to the unknown, and are taken up out of our little ships of death into pure oblivion.
I'm sorry. I thought you were someone else. Who are you?
No one.
Seems as if maybe we've met before. Maybe we'll meet again.
And the goddess Circe granted us a favorable wind and brought us across the deep-flowing river of ocean to the city of perpetual mist, the gateway to the realm of the dead. We beached our ship and marched to where the river of flaming fire meets the river of lamentation. And now, the souls of the dead started swarming up from below with their terrifying moans. I prayed that my mother would appear, and she did. And she recognized me immediately. But as I tried to embrace her, she slipped through my fingers like a shadow. And still, the dead kept gathering round me, millions of souls, billions, raising their mournful cry.
Those things are moving. Who's he talking to? Us? Himself? Let's hear this.
Thou comest in such a questionable shape that I will speak to thee. I'll call thee King. Father. Murder. Remember thee. Aye, thou poor ghost, while memory holds a seat in this distracted globe. Remember thee. Or not to be? That is the question. Whether it is nobler in the mind to suffer the slings and arrows of outrageous fortune, or to take arms against a sea of troubles, and by opposing, end them, to die, to sleep no more.
I think this creature is thinking about killing himself. There's something very sad about all this. It's like we're witnessing a personal tragedy of some kind.
I dares to run. For in that sleep of death, what dreams may come when we have shuffled off this mortal coil, must give us pause. When he himself might his quietest make with a bare bodkin.
These creatures seem to be following the evolution of our own culture. Only they are 500 years behind us, in their Elizabethan age, so to speak. That's exactly when our own culture is supposed to have discovered the thing we call a self. We're witnessing this guy discovering the chain of realization for his own planet. A process where overhearing one's own thoughts leads to other thoughts. We are witnessing the birth of consciousness on this planet. Can we finish discussing this tonight? Whatever night is on a planet with 2 suns and 5 moons? Know what? Why don't we just call it night and pack it in?
Hamlet, thou hast thy father much offended. Mother, you have my father much offended. Come, you answer with an idle tongue. Go, you question with a wicked tongue. You are the queen, your husband's brother's wife. And would it were not so, you are my mother. Nay, then I'll set those two that can. Don't come and sit you down, you shall not budge! I would not murder me. Here is your husband, like a mildewed ear, blasting his wholesome brother. Have you eyes? You cannot call it love, for at your age the heyday and the blood is tame. It's humble and waits upon the judgment. Oh, Hamlet! Me no more. These words like daggers and in mine ears no more, sweet Hamlet. A murderer and a villain. How is it with you? Whereon do you look? On him? On him? To whom do you speak then? Do you see nothing there? Nothing at all. Why, look you there! Look where it steals away! My father in his heritage he lived! This is the very coinage of your brain. Confess yourself to heaven. Oh, Hamlet, thou hast cleft my heart in twain. Go not to my uncle's bed. Refrain tonight, and that shall lend a kind of easiness to the next abstinence. For use can almost change the stamp of nature. Once more, good night. I must be cruel, only to be kind. Here's a skull now. This skull hath lain in the earth 23 years. Whose was it? Horse and mad fellows it was. Who do you think it was? I don't know. This same skull, sir, was Yorick's skull, the king's jester. Yes, e'en that. Alas, poor Yorick. I knew him, Horatio, a fellow of infinite jest, of most excellent fancy. He hath borne me on his back 1,000 times. Here hung those lips that I have kissed I know not how oft. Where be your jibes now? Your songs, your gambols, your flashes of merriment that were wont to set the table on a roll. Now get you to my lady's chamber. Tell her, let her paint an inch thick. Make her laugh at that.
There is a low electronic hiss coming at us from every direction in the sky, reaching us from the very walls of the universe. Astronomers tell us this cosmic hum is the echo of the original Big Bang, but I don't believe that's what it is. I think it's the cumulative cry of everyone who has ever lived, even the ghosts who dwell on distant planets. The unrelenting moan of every individual soul. I don't want to be dead. I want to be alive. Please let me live again. They also tell us that the greatest part of the universe is invisible. The galaxies and the stars and planets we can see represent only a tiny fraction of the universe. Most of it is composed of some mysterious substance that emits no light. There is also dark energy. Dark matter pulls the universe together. Dark energy drives it apart. What a cosmic struggle. But I think the dark matter is composed of those billions upon billions of dead souls. And the dark energy is the power of their moans. I don't want to be dead. I want to be alive. Alive. Please let me live again.
Because I could not stop for death, he kindly stopped for me. The carriage held but just ourselves and immortality. We slowly drove, he knew no haste, and I had put away my labor and my leisure too, for his civility. We passed the school where children strove at recess in the ring. We passed the fields of gazing grain. We passed the setting sun. We paused before a house that seemed a swelling of the ground. The roof was scarcely visible, the cornice but a mound. Since then, 'tis centuries, and yet each feels shorter than the day. I first surmised the horses' heads were toward eternity.